welcome to the Rebel Ballerina Show, where we learn to live a kick-ass rebel life. I'm your host, Lisa Laree, the Rebel Ballerina. There's no farting around in this show, just straight up fun. But if your ears are sensitive, go ahead and move along. If you want a truly kick-ass life, well, then here we go. Hello and welcome to the Rebel Ballerina Show. I'm Lisa Laree, the Rebel Ballerina, and your host. Do you watch kids play? Like, even if you're, I don't know, just walking down the street and you notice some kids at a park or just actually anywhere, really, in the store, a clothing store. Don't kids love to play in all of the racks of clothes and drive their mom crazy? Where are you? I can't find you. And then you hear them giggling underneath all the clothes, right? And you have to go and scavenge hunt for them. I have some experience in this, as you can probably tell. Running errands with kids when you're trying to just get things done is kind of difficult sometimes because they just want to have fun and they want to play, and everything is something to be a playtime, especially when they're real little, right? Even my 3 grand kitties, not grandkids, I have 3 grand kitties, which I love. I love having grandkitties, it's so much fun. And they love to play, especially one in particular. His motto, if he could speak, is "Life is a toy." That's his attitude. He plays and plays and plays, and literally anything and everything is something to be played with, is something to be enjoyed, and he just has the best outlook in life. I think I'm gonna have to write some kids' books with him as the subject matter because he's just so fun. And you can see that in children, small kids, they just run around and play. Recess, you go drive past a school during recess and you watch these kids just running around, they're screaming and laughing. Even thinking back, when I was little, how did I like to play? I played pretend a lot, especially on my own because out in the country where I grew up, I didn't have friends around me all the time. So I had to use my imagination for playing. And even with friends though, we were still always using our imaginations. But there was a lot of running around and playing, and personally, I loved playing in the dirt. The dirt was so much fun, and I personally believe that every child should play in the dirt because, well, it's just good, clean fun. And when you grow up in more concrete places like big cities, kids are really missing out. Kids need to get dirty. They need to play in the dirt. My daughter's knees were so embedded with dirt that I literally couldn't get it out. It had to grow out because I would scrub and it was like if I scrub any harder, it's just going to start bleeding. But she literally had dirt stained knees for at least a year for a while because she was rough and tumble. And I left a dirt patch in the backyard. We had lawn, we had a sandbox, there was patio area, and then there was a dirt area with a swing set. But then there was just a big patch of dirt because I really do believe that kids should play in the dirt and in the mud. I know it's a mess and it's a big hassle, but kids need to be able to do that. It's actually really important. And it helps with immune system too because there's stuff in that dirt that actually helps build your immune system. Not that I said, yeah, go ahead and eat dirt. I didn't say that. I mean, goodness knows my sister and I did actually sample some of the mud pies that we made when we were kids. not real good. But it is fun to think of all the things you can make as or include as ingredients, like the different things that were from trees, um, pine needles, and different little buds of blossoms and things. And it's just really fun. And it's great to use the imagination and investigate and be curious. I also loved playing down at a nearby ditch, watching the pollywogs. I loved to climb trees. It's just fun. I mean, I know I'm a tomboy and everything, but I think it was actually a really great way to spend some time. And watching kids running around, laughing and playing, whether they're on a playground, in a backyard, in the vineyard like me, or in the grocery store or the clothing store. The desire and the actual need to play and to explore and to be curious and to have fun is is a premium for kids. That's just what they do. And it requires some imagination, which is exactly what they should be doing. It's a travesty to see a kid alone by themselves and not partaking in or participating in playing. They've been shunned. I mean, I went through this, so I understand how difficult it is. And that was not a good thing. That was not a good thing. And kids need to be playing. But you know what? We need to be playing too. That need never went away. That need, that desire, that is still ingrained in us because, quite frankly, life here on planet Earth was really supposed to be about fun and joy. Yes, of course, we have responsibilities. We have to pay the rent. We got to put food on the table, gas in the car, all of that kind of stuff. We got to show up on time to our workplace, yada, yada, yada. But why does our ability to have fun disappear? Why do kids get to have all the fun? And the best question is, why does that have to stop? Because I'm convinced it shouldn't. It doesn't. It doesn't have to stop. It should not have to stop just because we're adults. Because, man, I'll tell you what, here's the thing, adulthood is sucky enough to then not have fun on top of it. I mean, to me, that's just even more screwy when you really think about it. It's like, who came up with that equation? That's a double jeopardy. That's just stupid. That's why we have so many adults with so many so much depression and stuff because like you can't have fun. You must be an adult. Who says? See, I am in the business of being a rebel. And I say, F that. Screw that. That's ridiculous. That is no way to live. That just sucks the joy out of everything when we have to fulfill this unwritten notion that because we're adults, we don't get to have fun. We don't get to just relax. We don't get to use our imaginations. That's just BS, quite frankly. Of course, this is my show, so I say it's bullshit. And we look at kids and there's a part of us that goes, "Man, I wish I could just kick back and play." Now, granted, I will say when it's our own kids and then we have to clean up the majority of the mess, that's not so fun, right? They get to have all the fun, I have to clean it up. Well, I know I mean, we have to teach our kids how to clean things up, and I goodness knows I did try. Um, but the real point is, why are we not having fun? Yes, I know we have responsibilities, but really? It boils down to what we believe. If we take on this whole notion of adulthood being, well, you're an adult now, you are fully responsible and you have to just take care of stuff, which, yeah, that is true. But there's this weird understanding, or like I said, unwritten notion that because we're adults, we don't get to have fun. And I think adults, we should have playtime, just like kids do. Now, granted, there's adult playtime, which I'm all for, just like I do enjoy adult beverages. But what about just kicking back, just laughing, just reading a joke book, just I don't know. One event I like to do, my daughter comes home and from work, and we scroll through. She saves funny things that she has found online, and we have a good laugh. It's fun. And so keep putting out funny posts, by the way, because we're really enjoying them. That's it's great. And that's a fun time for us together. It's a great moment that we all look forward to when we get together after work. But it's more than that. There's an attitude. There is something that got lost. And dare I say, not even so much lost, but smushed out of us as we get going in life. And as we do have to take on more responsibilities because we are adults. And I get that. But when things get so smushed out of us, like fun, joy, life, dreams, these are super important things that are well, the phrase the zest of life comes to mind, right? Uh, it doesn't make any sense. And I think it's a perilous situation. I think that's part of the problem that we're facing in a lot of adult depression and insecurities and just a severe lack of fun. There are plenty of people who just aren't having fun. And I mean, each person gets to define the fun, but why don't we get to just play? I mean, why not just play? You can play games, you can play there are all kinds of fun games to play, as groups, have friends over, that kind of thing too. But dare I say, why aren't we still playing in the dirt? I know. That sounds absurd, doesn't it? And, quite frankly, I'm off the beaten path. I don't fit into a box. And at this point, finally, after 50, well, now I'm going to be 60 next year. After all this time, I've finally learned that that notion of not being able to play in the dirt anymore because I'm an adult is stupid. It's just stupid. Why not? Why? Who says? It's my, they're my hands. I'm the one that's going to have to wash them. So who cares? Who cares if I play in the dirt? Why? Why cut off that kind of fun and curiosity? Now, I'm not saying we have to play with kids' toys, but I don't know, sometimes it's fun to pull out the old wooden blocks and just put them together somehow. Use the imagination again. Or pull out some paper and a pencil and start drawing stuff. Go to the craft store and get, some paints or something and start creating. Our lack of creativity is part and parcel to our lack of fun, because it is fun to create. It is fun to investigate. It is fun to be curious, and it is fun to use the imagination. So, why are we relegating that to kids only? I think that's just chopping ourselves off at the knees as adults. We need a lot more fun. We need to take many more breaks throughout the day, to just relax and breathe and stretch and wiggle. It's actually healthy for us, much healthier than sitting and being sedentary for hours and hours on end. That is really not okay. It's not okay for you in any way, shape, or form, mentally, emotionally, and certainly not physically. So we need to wiggle around. Get a jump rope, start jumping rope, and sing a little song while you do, like little kids do. Why not? Who says that we can't? I think we should rebel against these ridiculous BS notions that because we're adults, we have to be humdrum and boring. What? Why? I think we should rebel against that. Who says? I wonder what it would really be like if we adults started saying, fuck that, I'm gonna have fun a hell of a lot more of the time each day. I wonder what life would be like. I wonder what our interactions would be like and how that would start to play out in our families, in our communities, at the workplace. If people were just actually having more fun, there would be a hell of a lot more joy and happiness going on. Maybe we wouldn't be so perseverating on stupid stuff or wanting to cut each other down or something, because who's got time for that when you're having fun, right? I would love to see what would happen. So, with that in mind, why don't you join me in my rebellion against being a fuddy duddy, humdrum, boring adult? Let's start having fun. Let's start being kids again, because that's who we really are. Just because we're older doesn't change what we really need. When you look at a child, they have everything they need. They are thoroughly, completely ready to go. I personally don't look at children like, uh, I don't know, less than, or like they're not up to speed or something. I literally tell my students, my ballet students, that I believe that they are intelligent beings, completely, fully capable of what they want in life. Now, it doesn't matter that they're 6 years old, 8 years old, 3 years old. It doesn't matter. They are complete and functional and highly intelligent beings. So, what changes? We learn more stuff, obviously, as we grow and get older, definitely experience things, but the base shouldn't change. So, if kids are already intelligent and they want fun, why shouldn't we want fun? We're still that intelligent being. Having had some more life experience, for sure, obviously. And yeah, having responsibilities that kids don't have. But let's make it more fun. Let's get this rebellion going against the ho hum. I mean, it's like what adults suddenly turn into Eeyore. Oh, bother. Right? Isn't that his phrase? Oh, bother. I think Eeyore exists just to poke fun at us, adults. Because so often that's our attitude. And the weight of the world is on our shoulders. Throw it off. Who needs that? What we need is more fun. So when you're watching kids play next time, or maybe even your kitties or dogs, or gee, heck, even the birds play. Ever watch birds playing in the air? I mean, how freaking fun is that? as they're floating along, especially if it's a windy day, and they're playing in the wind and floating and hovering without a whole lot of effort because the wind is just keeping them there. And then sometimes they're in fights, which is kind of interesting. And a lot of times they're actually playing or they're flying together and they're chatting with each other and all of that. So it's like it's a universal thing. It's not just humans. It's everybody wants to have fun and play. And I think we should do just that. Let's stop this ridiculous idea that because we're adults, we have to just be responsible and then become stodgy in the process. Screw that. I think we're all done with that. I know I am, and I'll tell you, I am actually having a lot more fun in life. So I guess you could say I am some living proof that it's way better to have more fun and to live this way instead of being so weighted down with all the responsibility. Get creative. Use your imagination. Find some ways to carve out more time for yourself or gather with others and just start having more fun. Let's rebel. I think fun should be a really great rebellion. So please join me. And also take a look at my ebook because I do address this in my ebook as well. I really do believe it's an important issue, having fun, and that kids should not have all the fun. So check out my ebook entitled From Almost Ending It All to The Fun Hot Bitch Mom. Take a look, comment below, tell me what kinds of things you do already do to have fun. Let me know. It'd be fun to share all these ideas because, maybe someone's sitting around going, I don't know. I don't know where to begin. But if they see a list of fun ideas from other people, they'll go, oh, that's right. I didn't think of that. Or, oh, yeah, that's fun. Maybe I'll try that. So please comment, share your ideas. I already told you what some of mine are. I mean, literally, go play in some dirt. You could call it potting a plant, okay, if you want to make it sound more grown up. Pot a plant and then play in the dirt. There you go. So, with that, have a super fun day.